If you're using AI to create your content and it's falling flat, it's probably because you're using AI wrong. A lot of people are using AI to create their content from start to finish, but we should be using AI not to replace us, to help us create more content faster, always through our voice, always through our lens. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my AI tools that I use to grow on Instagram every day. My name is Michelle Gifford. I'm a brand and marketing strategist, and I help you grow on Instagram and beyond. I'm excited about today because there's a lot of stress about AI and how we should be using it. There's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of people who say that they don't want to use it. And if we're using it to replace ourselves, then yeah, we are doing it wrong. But there's a way to use AI that is really smart, and it saves me like 20 hours a week. I've been doing Instagram for so many years. I used to have to do all of the things I'm going to show you by hand, and now you can have it done in a matter of minutes. The first AI tool is one you've heard about, one you're probably using, but you're probably using wrong, and that is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is one of my favorites because of how conversational it is. But one of the problems is usually people just open up a new chat and they start asking it questions. The danger here is when you do that, then you are leaving chat to do whatever. It's not using ChatGPT to its fullest. Let's look at the things that you should be doing to make your experience much better. There are different ways that you can use chat, right? We can always start a new chat. We have our custom GPTs, and then we have our projects. Projects are like folders. When you're on ChatGPT, we don't just want to open a new chat every time we want to talk to it. The better way to do that is to start a new project for each different part of your business. If you are growing on Instagram, have an Instagram folder where you're brainstorming or you're creating and writing your scripts. And then you have one for YouTube and one for Pinterest, one for Substack. The reason why we're doing this is because then you can get really narrowed in on training ChatGPT to know what you want for each platform. On YouTube, it can help me write scripts, and I can give it rules and resources to pull from to help me create better scripts and create better content. The way you're going to do that, I started this new one. It's my Instagram strategy one. And you can go to sources, and right from sources, you can upload documents to this chat that you want this chat to pull from. So this can be scripts from your YouTube or your podcast, or you can show it different pieces of content from Instagram and upload it here. Then as you're asking questions, it won't be just pulling from random resources, but it will be pulling from your resources. This is where you can really hone the power of ChatGPT. These are things you've already created, all the things that you've already thought through and that you've found success in. And so when you use projects, you can focus on creating better content through this filter. Here's some rules for each project. First, every project has one job. So you don't want to analyze Instagram and write your YouTube scripts and turn YouTube into blog posts all in one project. You want to have one project for one job. This keeps things really clean. It keeps things organized. It keeps your GPT laser focused on the job that it's supposed to do within that project. Next, you're going to train it. I would treat it like a new hire. So what are the standard operating procedures that you want it to do? With every Instagram post, you want it to write a caption that always has these keywords. You can upload your voice guide, your brand messaging, podcast transcripts, audience pain points, because my audience on Instagram is different than YouTube. So really focusing on my Instagram audience in my Instagram folder is going to make such a huge difference. Next, when you put in a prompt, talk to it like a strategist, not a search engine. So don't say, give me the top 5 resources to grow on Instagram. Instead, say, here's the goal, here's the audience, here's the emotion I want. This is the call to action. This is what kind of content I'm creating. Now give me a strong script for this. Because what that does is it helps it narrow the focus and get the goal better. The quality of the output's going to depend on the quality of the input. So always think of your goals, your positioning, the psychology. What are the actual pain points that your person is going through in regard to that piece of content, the messaging, the customer journey, and how you want them to take action. Next is force ChatGPT to ask you questions. A lot of people start their chat and just dive into it and take the first response that ChatGPT gives them, when the smart people actually want ChatGPT to challenge them. A lot of times when I'm using chat to write things, I will get to the end and I'll say, okay, what holes did I miss? Where am I confusing? Or where might I be losing my audience? Even just asking ChatGPT to poke holes in your content has made a huge difference for how solid my content is at publishing. There's so much you can do with ChatGPT, and my challenge to you is not to get overwhelmed, but to just take the next step. Right now, start your projects. Create projects that make sense for you and your business, the one that you're going to use the most. I would start with Instagram. While we're on ChatGPT, one of my favorite AI tools is Michelle AI. Michelle AI is a custom GPT that I have created and trained with my frameworks and teachings that you can start using today. When you buy it, it opens up like this. You're able to choose what you need help with, your brand and voice guide, and then it will ask you questions to help you create each of these new things. It'll help you script your content and write your hooks. Now, this is better than just using ChatGPT because it is not filtering it through all the random content that it can find, but it's actually filtering all of this content through my specific instructions, trainings, and frameworks. So if you are ready to dive into this, there's a link to it below. Next up is ManyChat. ManyChat is a DM automation service that connects to your Instagram account, and you've probably seen it where someone says, comment this word and I'll send you a link in your DMs. They're using ManyChat or something like it. Now, when I started using ManyChat, it completely changed my whole Instagram game because my engagement went up, my email subscribers went up, and my sales went up because it took away the friction from someone seeing a post and getting on my email list or purchasing my product. So I highly recommend ManyChat. I have a link below for a free month of Pro, or you can just use Michelle and you'll get it. There's a lot of things you can do with ManyChat. They just released some ManyChat AI, which you can create a knowledge base, just like you would train ChatGPT. When people ask questions, then it references your knowledge base and pulls out answers to them. It can do it for replies, it can do it for comments, and then it also will help you create your goals. But the easiest way to start using it is through auto DM links from comments or generate leads with stories. So I want to walk you through how to do that. It's very simple. It only takes a couple minutes and it makes a big difference. When you're in here, you can either choose to have this applied to a specific post or reel, any post or reel, or next post or reel. So if you are an influencer and every post that you do is shoppable, you can comment link and you'll send the specific link to the clothes that are in that post. Then you probably want to have a specific post or reel highlighted. For me, I like to have any post or reel because most of mine are pretty evergreen. So I have, if you go and comment roast me, then I will send you my free bio bot that will roast your Instagram bio. But you could comment on any of my posts and you'll get it. So this is where you do a specific word or words. And when you're doing this, you want to do a word that people don't type in your comments very often. So when I did it, I did roast me, and you can do different variations just by putting in a comma. So if you think if people usually spell it wrong, or if it's two words put together, you can do that. And then you get to decide if you want to reply to their comments under the post. So if someone says roast me, do you want to have a comment reply or not? I usually have a comment reply because I like people to know that I saw it and it's happening, and a little reminder to go check their DMs. But if there's a post that's going viral, going bananas, then I will usually come in here and turn off this reply to comments under the post because it can hurt discoverability, but not usually, okay? Just not usually. Then you get to decide if you want them to have an opening DM or not. An opening DM does increase engagement, but sometimes you lose people because with an opening DM, they have to click send me the link before they get the link. So you can have this on or you can have this off. One thing about having an opening DM is that you can require people to follow you before they get the thing that you promise. Sometimes people who don't follow us comment they want our stuff and we just give it to them. And that's great, but it would be better if we could capture them and make them a follower so that we can serve them in different ways. So if you have this opening DM on, then you can turn this on and ask to follow you before they get the link. And then you can customize this to whatever you want. And then here you can write your message and then you can just paste your link in. You come up here and you go live. And that is actually it. So ManyChat is very easy to use. It also can be very complex. There's a lot of automations you can do, but I recommend doing the two automations of auto DM links from comments and generate leads with stories. Those two are the most important for you to start doing right now. Next up, we have Metricool. Metricool is a content planning system where you can upload your content and have it auto posted through Metricool, and you can post across multiple platforms. I love using Metricool for my analytics because it's a really clean, fresh dashboard. It makes a lot more sense than when you look at Instagram and look at your analytics. There's just not a lot of information there, but there is a lot of information here. So you can look at individual posts, you can look at who is in your audience, and you can add your hashtags, which I'm not using a ton. And also something really useful, you can create a list of competitors and keep track of what your competitors are doing. So you can put all of your competitors in here and it will analyze what's working for them and you'll be able to see their analytics. Obviously not in great depth, but you can see if they're growing or not. And it also has a calendar where you can upload your content. It tells you best times to post. You can also create a post here directly in Metricool, and it has really great AI tools that can help you write it. Next up is Descript. It is one of my favorite tools ever because I use it for podcasting, YouTube videos, and also if I'm editing Instagram footage. The reason why I love Descript is I have created long form content for a long time, and I used to have to go in word by word and delete all the the ums and the filler words and the long spaces. And now I don't have to do that. They have these AI tools where I can remove filler words and it goes through in seconds. There won't be any filler words in this one because I already removed them. It will enhance your sound. It will edit the copy for clarity. And the cool thing about this is when you edit any of this, if you take this out here, like if I highlighted this and I deleted it, then it would delete it from not just the transcript, but also the video. It makes it so fast to edit your content because you edit it like a Word document. So when you click edit for clarity, you can make it low. It doesn't take out a ton, moderate or heavy. The other thing you can do is remove filler words. Makes it really easy. Retakes. So sometimes you start a sentence and then you get halfway through and then you have to start the sentence again. It recognizes that there is a repeat sentence and will take out the repeat sentence. It also will shorten your words gaps. It makes your words cleaner and smoother to listen to. You can edit your eye contact. Maybe when you recorded, you weren't exactly looking at the right spot. It adjusts and shifts your eye contact to make it so it looks like you're looking directly in the camera. And it can learn your voice so that if you need to add in a couple more words that maybe you missed or you need to fix a couple words, it'll add those words in and it'll sound like your voice. I really love Descript. It makes editing my content so much faster. Next up is Canva. Now, we probably all use Canva because we're all creating content, but there are some really great AI tools that make Canva so great, and they're coming out with more tools every day. One of my favorite tools is the background remover. So I could take any photo and remove the background, and now I can make it bigger or smaller and layer things on top of it. So another thing that you can do is you have this magic eraser. You can click here and it'll erase those pieces of cheese if you would like them erased. And that wasn't perfect, right? It looks kind of just like a little bit dirty, but you can keep working on it until it's done. You can also do this background editor. Let's say I'm going to remove this background and I'm going to describe a background that I want. And it instantly took those tacos, even added some shadows and put it at the beach. It's pretty awesome. You can edit your photo and make it a video and it will generate a 5-second video. Let's see if we can do this with Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram. So we have this video and we could add it to our design. We probably won't, but we could. You can do a magic edit and then you can say kind of what you want it to do. Add a small bowl of salsa to the plate. Look at that, even a little shadow. So that's just can be helpful as you're creating graphics, that you don't have to go in and try to find something to clip in and to cut out and put on, but you can actually just have AI help you with that. Next is the Edits app. Instagram has its own video editing app and it is very good. It has a lot of AI tools in here. So let's look at the app. I have my video in here and I have my video highlighted, and that's where you're going to find the most options for what you can do. One of the easiest ones, especially if you're doing yapping videos, is that you want to cut your silences. So you can have the filler words taken out, you can cut silences, or you can do both, and you can do it in an instant. This is giant because how many times do you start over? Do you have those long pauses that make you going and editing take so long? You can also restyle it. This could be a little fun, but you can choose, let's do locations. Let's do Hawaii. And then I can restyle it and it'll be like I'm in Hawaii. Now, I actually don't use that one a lot, but one of my favorite things is to do a cutout. So when you click cutout, I can take a short video clip and it's going to change this video clip and make it into a sticker. So a lot of times when I'm creating reels, I'll show you one that I did. You just do track object, or you can choose the object manually. So now I can just place this on my reel and I can reposition it so that it's smaller or bigger. So then you can see that I can point to things on the screen. I did this recently for a reel and it's doing really well. I took a clip from someone else's content, but I wanted my face in it so that people know that it's me. And so I just used that sticker to put myself in there. When you are scrolling here for inspiration, you can actually just click use template and it will automatically pull up how that reel was done with like when even the text come on the screen. So all you have to do is add a clip and then change your words and it's done in a matter of seconds. I would start using the Edits app. It's one of the best editing softwares out there, especially for Instagram. All right, next up is Claude. I use ChatGPT for ideation and creating content. And I also use Claude, which is another form of AI, but I use it for more analysis. It's better at deep research and also with Claude Cowork, it can work independently from you without you having to do things. So I had Claude do a competitive analysis, and I had it go through my Instagram account and tell me what I was doing well and what I needed to fix. And then I had it compare my Instagram account with 5 of my competitors. I did an example of this as if I was Louis G. Cooks. I put in this prompt, and then because you give it access to your web browser, it connects and can start looking at people's Instagram accounts, and it analyzes it really quickly. So it talks about what they're posting and why their reels work. And then it says, here are your key patterns to note. And then it says, okay, based on what you're already doing, here's what you can implement now. It's not here, copy and paste this, because we don't want to do that. But it does show you the strengths of other people's accounts and then show you how you can start implementing it into your own Instagram strategy. Also with Claude, it's really good at analyzing things. So I can upload a lot of documents and it can work on pulling out key information. I've had a coaching group that met weekly for the last 6 or 7 years. So I have a lot of questions that people have turned in via Google Forms. I downloaded those Google Forms and uploaded them to Claude and asked it to pull out any trends that it started to see, any topics that were coming up over and over again, and any recommendations that it had for the content I should create going forward. I could have gone through all these documents. I could have looked through them myself. That would have taken so long. And Claude, you can just set it up, have it work, and it's done in minutes. Okay, the last one that I want to show you is Sortfeed. This is something that I use when I'm researching my niche and the content that's working, and it's an extension on your browser. Pull up someone on Instagram and you're going to go to their Reels tab. Once you're on Instagram, you can click sort and you can tell it what you want it to do. You can either do it by date, you can change how many posts. We'll just do 25. It'll make it easier. And then you can decide what analytics you want it to track, views, comments, or likes. I'm going to do views. And then it'll come up, it'll sort the last 25 reels that were posted by Gary Vee, and it'll be the highest views will be at the top. So then you can start looking at this and start analyzing, are there patterns here? Are there topics? Are there types of reels that are doing better than others? I wouldn't start with Gary Vee because he already has 11.5 million followers. And a lot of times when you have a celebrity that has already grown a massive following, you have so many loyal followers that the things that you learn maybe from them aren't as applicable as if you found someone who is a little bit closer or who hasn't reached this level of fame yet. I like to do this every month or so, go through some competitors, see what content's working. Are there any topics that I need to add to my content strategy? All right, you made it through all AI tools. I will put a link to each of them below. Don't get overwhelmed by this, just take the next step. So whichever AI tool you just heard from me that felt like the most useful right now today, I want you to go down below, click on it, and start using it right now. Remember, AI isn't here to replace us. It's to help us do more faster. All right, my friend, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.